We're back, folks. Sound healing just happened.
Yes, and it was amazing. I feel super clear, and I had this experience of expansion, like my vision of my purpose. A lot of times I focus on my music, which is great, but when I am really clear, like I feel right now, it's like a zoomed out experience of like my writing and my life coaching and my intuitive eating counseling and, you know, collaborating with people in organizational kinds of settings to create larger organizational structures. And so it kind of like gave me this zoomed out bird's eye vision, and it felt like simplification, like my mind feels very simplified.
Oh, beautiful. Okay.
Yeah. And I had the thought, let me invite some new thought forms, because a lot of times it'll kind of get cyclical, or the same kinds of thoughts keep resurfacing. And normally I wouldn't even think to have that invitation from my mind, but that came to me like just inviting my mind to have new thought forms, right? Why not? So that was cool. And yeah, I feel super nurtured and just like well tended.
Yeah, she's well attended at this point.
Yeah, I feel really well taken care of. It was really wonderful, and the energy was just really clean and pure, and just pristine energies. Thank you.
So you feel pristine.
I feel pristine.
All right.
Expanded and
pristine. And purified.
And purified, for sure. Yeah, I feel amazing.
And how about your knee? So I want to just bring this out a little bit, because when we were talking about the ache in your knee, you know, she's like, oh, my tendons are destroying, they're falling apart. And while,
I did not say that.
While that could be the case,
okay,
I've seen the wisdom and the experience of, well, why did that happen? Yeah, and then there's usually a nutritional aspect, but then even further back than that, then there's a spiritual aspect to it, because the body is manifested from the spirit. It starts at the spirit and flows out. So there's something to be tended to. That's where the energy work comes in, and that's why, you know, we talked about the arnica oil, and I'm giving this to you, by the way, officially on camera, so you can't refuse it. But that's why we start with the spirit, and then you got to do it all. You got to have the physical actions line up with the spirit. And then when you're talking also about the spirit, there often are like life purpose stuff that come up, and that you got some clarity was surprising to me, but in some ways, but in other ways not. Like, I'm glad that happened for you, because like that's not like what I'm focusing on when I'm doing the sun here. I'm just going where the energy needs and wants to go. That opened up for you kind of is going to be really interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, it was a
with
remembrance.
Your knee.
Oh, with my knee, yeah.
And other aspects.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know. Like, what is connected? You got to kind of, like, in 3 years, you're going to look back and be like, oh, yeah, you know, like, it all makes sense now, you know?
Yeah. Hopefully.
When you're in the middle of it, it often doesn't, because you don't have that clarity. But you got some level of clarity with your life, so that's going to affect something. That has to affect something. There's no other option for that. It has to affect something.
Yeah, for sure.
So I wanted to just put that a little bit into context. Anything else you want to share or say? Oh, my arm is this camera's a little heavy here. Let me rotate. Okay. This angle. Okay.
Yeah, that was the main thing. At the very end, I was seeing like these just gorgeous bright blue skies with these perfect fluffy white clouds and rainbows, really bright rainbows. That was like the very, very end. That was what I was left with as like the final touch. So that was beautiful.
I have a video where I jump in a waterfall, and I'm explaining, how do we create more places like this? How do we create that paradise? How do we, like, there's got to be a way to do that. So what are we doing? I like that you had that vision, because that's, I think, what we're up to.
Right. I think it was the rainbow too is a symbol of promise, and
it's a symbol of hey, I love rainbows.
Yeah.
Let's make that happen. How do we get more rainbows? around
Everybody
here?
loves rainbows.
Who doesn't love like
For
if
sure.
you don't like rainbows,
It's
I think there's
questionable.
some work you have to do.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more love in the heart.
Right.
No judgment, but there might be something from your childhood that was a negative experience about rainbows somehow. So
Something.
other than that, it's like hummingbirds and rainbows,
Mhm.
all very high vibrational, pure things. So
Yeah.
anything else you want to share with people or anything?
I think that was the main thing.
Thank you for being such a warrior goddess and
Yeah.
being vulnerable and sharing your experience. Appreciate
sure.
that.
My
I know
pleasure.
lots of people out there who have not a lot of avenues or outlets where they live. That's why we're doing this, to support people who don't have all their outlets right now, to get into their lives right now so that they can be part of that rainbow.
Yeah. Yeah, we're lucky we're full of
We're
rainbows.
lucky we got lots of rainbows here.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, I'm just super grateful for remembering the more zoomed out version of what I'm here for, because I have a tendency to affirm that I'm here to create music, and then I don't affirm the other aspects, the coach in me, the mentor, the counselor, and the song ceremonies, and it's all.
And you have a website, right?
I have a website, yeah, it's erinpillman.com.
Okay.
So it's ERINPILLMAN.com.
So if you want to stay in touch with Erin, you can go to her website. You have a newsletter and all that?
Yeah, I do have a newsletter, actually.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah. So feel free to hit me up on my website. I have a contact me part. And yeah, I'd love to stay in touch with everybody.
Thanks for joining us, folks. Thank you again, Erin.
Yeah, thank you, Julian.
We'll see you later, folks.
Aloha.
Bye.